In this video, I'm gonna be giving you my exact insight as we're sourcing through some Cyber Monday, Black Friday sales. If you're watching this the day the video came out, now is probably the best day of the entire year to be an Amazon seller. If it's past Black Friday season when you're watching, that's okay. In this video, we're gonna be jumping in. I'm gonna be doing some live sourcing. I'll show you my thought process, kind of sourcing through a bunch of different websites looking for online arbitrage leads. And so if you're brand new to the concept, we're gonna be looking through sites like Disney, Academy, a couple others, and we're gonna be looking for profitable flips to sell on Amazon. And if you're brand new to the channel, my name's Warner Fields from Fields of Profit. I'm a full-time 7-figure Amazon seller. Last year, right around this time, was when everything pretty much completely changed in my Amazon business. I went from doing about $30,000 a month in sales to over $100,000 a month in sales. Been doing that ever since last Black Friday. And so I'm super excited to go ahead and jump in and start sourcing some products. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into my computer over here and we'll see how many profitable products we can find. And so to go ahead and get us kicked off here, I've gone ahead and pulled up Academy. There's gonna be a ton of different websites out there right now where you can click through to the websites. You're gonna see a banner like this where it says Black Friday deals, say Cyber Monday deals. That is a great sign that it's a good website to go ahead and jump in, see what kind of products they're offering. So let's just go ahead and jump into it, right? I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with the Black Friday sale here. On Academy, it looks like we've got about 6,000 items that we could look through. So obviously the goal here is to kind of understand which of these items are worth looking at and which of them are not worth looking at, right? And so there's a couple things we wanna think about. Number one, what am I already ungated in? Let's say you're not ungated to sell Puma. You probably wouldn't really want to check this unless you can go ahead and get that Puma ungate at the exact same time. The second thing you should be thinking about as you're looking through all of these products, something that I like to keep back of mind as we start looking through here is just to look at the boring stuff, right? On Amazon, a lot of Amazon customers kind of buy like this type of stuff right here, where it's just black and white kind of hoodie. So something I might do is go ahead and highlight that, right click it, and then we can SaaS search. So we can pull that up with SellerAmp over here. And it's going to go ahead and pull up the listings for that product over on the sidebar. We can also go ahead and just paste that title into an Amazon tab if we want to do that as well. Sometimes I'll do this just to see if it's worth looking into further. In this case, I see this guy down here. It looks like going for 39 bucks. We've got 36 bucks here. So it doesn't seem to be a ton of opportunity in this particular product. Something I might go ahead and do is pull up the Amazon listings there. Let's pull up the Amazon listings there. And I just want to see the other variations on this listing. And so once we get down here, if we're buying these for 23 bucks, basically, let's see what would we need to buy these for. Probably about 50 bucks or so. So 23, maybe down to like 48, something like that. So you can go to variations here on Keepa, and then I just go ahead and filter by price. We can see the most expensive versions here. So we're looking for a $48 hoodie. In this case, the only couple ones we have are this one right here, going for 55, 60, 64 there. They don't have very many ratings. So one rating, 0, 8. When you compare that to the whole listing that has like 450, these particular variations are probably not making up very many of the sales, if any. And so we would probably go ahead and skip past items like this. So let's just go ahead and keep on ripping on through here. So over time, the real skill that you want to develop to be really, really good at manually sourcing is number one, what brands do I want to look at? So I look at this, I see Puma, I see Adidas. Those are both brands that I've sold before. I know they do well. Here's Go Tracks. This is probably not going to be worth looking into. The way we can kind of figure that out over time, start to develop that knowledge, just go ahead and highlight it, do a SaaS search with SellerAmp. We can pull it up over here. We can see if this would be something we'd potentially want to sell. In this case, all of these have one seller on it. So I'd be willing to bet money that this is kind of a private label brand. They're not going to let you sell on this listing. So in the future, I would probably skip this particular brand, right? This particular type of product. So that's kind of the thought process, right? Is as you're getting through these listings here, it would be impossible for us to look at all 6,000 of these items. We need to get really good at understanding which of these items to look at, right? So something like this, these hoodies, obviously there's people buying a bunch of these plain black and white hoodies on Amazon. We could see kind of the other colors, see what kind of deals. It looks like a lot of this is out of stock. You know, we got size large. So let's see, what are these going for? Like 41 bucks. So basically when we're looking at these, kind of a nice general rule of thumb I like to keep is I typically want to buy things for about half of what I can sell it for on Amazon, sometimes a little bit less if you're getting into the more expensive items like these. So on, like, you know, this particular hoodie here, we'd be looking for a cost of about 80 bucks all in. So I'd go ahead and paste that into Amazon over here. We just start ripping through some of these other listings. We could go check out the variations. We would want to see if any of those variations are selling for like 80 bucks or so. I would probably think not, but it's still worth checking. So I see a lot of these going for above 80, but they don't really have very many ratings. So that tells me that people aren't really willing to pay that price, right? This one does have 111 ratings. It's selling for 81 bucks, so we could maybe check that out. Seems like it might be slightly different based on where the check marks are in different spots, so we'd want to skip past that one. We could go ahead and check out this. Looks like a lot of these are kind of in the 70 range. We could see the variations again here. So 18 ratings, not a lot of increases in feedback there. And that's another good way to kind of roughly estimate if things are selling. So 80 bucks here, 78 bucks here. So let's see, if we're paying 78, we're buying them for 41 bucks. Yeah, about 78 $28.75 would kind of be as much as we're willing to pay. So I'd probably continue moving on past an item like this one. Probably not quite cheap enough. There's probably going to be other places on the internet this week where you can get this item cheaper. So let's go ahead and keep looking on through the Black Friday sale here. Let's see about these champion hoodies. So we can go ahead and copy this, do a little SAS search, see what our options are for this one. We've also got this badge of sport hoodie, about half price. So really the items that I really like to look at are the ones that have pretty significant discounts. It just makes sense, right? Like the steepest discount is most likely to be a little bit better. So this item seems to be this one from over here. It looks like Amazon is on that variation, and I don't see many other options. So we could go ahead and go over here. I would go to variations and then filter by price, so we can see the most expensive variations for paying $27. It looks like a lot of these are at like 55. So kind of right away, I know that this is probably not going to be worth looking at. I could check out maybe a couple more of these. This could be interesting. Do they have the bright blue? So if we're paying 54, or we're selling for 54, we're buying it for that. So that's getting pretty thin on margin. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna see if they have that color. So let's check out this champion hoodie, just because it's something that's a little bit closer to what we're looking for. We'd also want to go ahead and check out the Keepa on this item, see how often Amazon is on it. Looks like Amazon does tend to be on it fairly often. Doesn't usually sell for like 54 bucks or so. So this would be something we'd want to skip on as well. Let's keep heading on down the line here. So we've got these, but they're not really steeply discounted. We've got Adidas hoodie. We could check this one out, see if there's any variation, see if there's anything that Amazon is not on top of here. So we've got the Feel Cozy pullover. Is that different than the regular ones? I would probably go ahead and copy this, throw it into Amazon, because I'm not immediately seeing the correct listing with the SellerAmp Smart Search. Could be this one. Where's the arm? That's a good question to ask yourself. So we've got the standard guy, and then there's no the standard Adidas logo, and there's nothing on the sleeves. So this is probably what we're looking at. So go to variations, see filter by price. As we're scrolling down here, I'm looking at the ratings count, and I'm not seeing a lot of these with ratings. Really not a lot of these other variations selling very well until we get down to pretty decently far down the list. So I think we were paying like 30 bucks for these. So I would just go ahead and skip on here. A lot of what's going to make your sourcing faster, especially kind of Cyber Monday. We know there's a ton of great stuff out there, tons of great sales. It's knowing when to click off and kind of move on to the next thing. So when we're looking at a big giant sale like this, that was just kind of an example of how I would look through that single page there. If you're brand new to sourcing, I would recommend going ahead and looking at all of these products, all the different brands. Just kind of try to understand what types of items sell well on Amazon, right? So, you know, do these Charbroils sell on Amazon? Do they sell on Amazon themselves? Like, should I even look at Charbroil in the future? That would be the kind of stuff that you would want to kind of learn over time and really start to understand the different brands and different opportunities that are out there. So when I'm sourcing on a sale like this, I would probably just go ahead and throw on a specific brand filter. So, you know, maybe you throw on something like Nike. We know that's going to be selling decently well come around the holidays. And then from here, I'd probably go ahead and start looking at kind of the cheapest options within this section. So a lot of this would be good to look at. Let's look at some shoes. So we'll check out that one there. Let's check out these Monarchs just out of curiosity. A lot of the kind of the Nike, Lego, like all that kind of stuff, that's also going to come down to really understanding which types of products within those brands do well as well. I know kind of doing Nike, all that good stuff is where a lot of new sellers kind of gravitate towards. So it's going to be really important to make sure that you understand which of these listings are worth looking into, kind of knowing kind of, you know, roughly looking at an item like this, you're going to be hoping that these shoes are selling for 90 to 100, 110 bucks on Amazon. So I'll go ahead and open that up. So we got the SC there. And when you do this, I'd also highly recommend kind of scrolling through here and opening up as many different tabs as possible. So we got there. Let's check out these. We want to see as many of the different listings. In this case, I think doesn't seem to be a lot of different listings. Sometimes you'll end up, especially with clothes and all that good stuff, you'll end up on listings where there's like 6 different listings where you could put the same product on, and 5 of them might be bad, and then the 6th one's like a home run product. So it's really important to check all of them. On this listing, seems like we've got all the variations and sizes. So I would go to variations and then probably filter by ratings here. So we're buying these for 50 bucks. So in order for these to be profitable, what do we want to sell them for? 80, 85, 90. So probably about 90 bucks is what we're looking for here. Just because it is kind of heading into Christmas, I might jump in and check out some of these that are a little bit closer to where we want them to be. So this one's almost right at 90. This one's close to 90. These are a little lower than I'd like. Do we have that like bluish color on this listing? These right here. So these actually could be pretty solid based on this sale. So we got those. Let's see, we got this guy. We got these, the all blacks. I'm not sure. Do we have the all blacks? It doesn't look like the all blacks are in stock here. But let's go ahead and start looking through some of these, right? So these are the white 10s. It doesn't look like they're selling for the price we need them to sell for. It's 20% ROI. It's almost guaranteed money though. It's never really been cheaper than it is right now. So guaranteed 20%. Well, nothing's guaranteed on Amazon, right? But fairly guaranteed 20%. Although you should be pretty careful with shoes settling for low ROI. Something I know a lot of new sellers will kind of fall into is settling for low ROI. And then with shoes, the cost of returns is really, really expensive. expensive. Same as apparel, all that good stuff. So don't forget that your returns are expensive while you're sourcing. And these are the all blacks that I don't think they had in stock. So we got a size 11 here. You kind of see the buy box jumping around a little bit. Seems like they used to sell for about 100. These would have been pretty good about a month or two ago. Looks like the new seller count is a little bit higher than it used to. So, supply and demand kind of kicked in here. So I might zoom out to the year, see kind of how it behaved last year. Not a lot of history last year. So I'd be looking on an item like this to see, did the price go up by 20 bucks last Christmas? Was it in super hot demand? In this case, we don't have that data. So we might be able to take a risk if we had that data. In this case, I probably wouldn't take the risk that the price would go back up. Let's check out something like this. Price pretty consistently around 85 bucks. We're buying these for 50, closer to 30% ROI. Those aren't too bad. I might pick those up if I had plenty of capital. But again, don't forget that your returns on items like these are going to be expensive. So 85, buying these for 50, another 30% ROI or so. So these actually look pretty solid. So do we have these in the 10s in stock? Yeah, these look to be in stock from Academy. This size is actually 60 bucks. So we want to make sure that's still profitable. So if we're paying 60 from Academy, pretty consistently selling for like 105. So 35% ROI. Right now they're selling for like 120. So this is a pretty solid lead right here. Seems to be pretty decent. From here, I would go ahead and check the variations tab. So let's see, we've got the ASIN, grab the ASIN, then I'll punch it in there. Looks like it's getting about 4% of the ratings. So from there, we could do some rough math. So 4% of 400 sales per month puts us at, about 16 sales a month, maybe 20 or so. So I'd probably go ahead and pick up anywhere from like 5, 10 if you're feeling bold on this one. But there you go. Even if you only picked up 5 units, I think that'd sell pretty easily, especially moving into Q4. We could throw on the sales rank. Yeah, you can see this item's already starting to sell faster, kind of getting that holiday rush. The new seller count's going down. So yeah, this is the type of item you want to be looking at for Black Friday sales. So just for the sake of some variety, I want to go ahead and start looking at maybe some different categories here. I noticed that Shop Disney is having a decent Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, all that good stuff. Before we jump into kind of looking through the Disney sale, I do want to let you know that today, Cyber Monday, is the last day of our promotion on the FBA roadmap. We've never run a coupon on the FBA roadmap before, probably won't until next Black Friday. You can get $100 off the FBA roadmap directly beneath me. That sale is going to end tonight. So definitely go take advantage if you want to check out the FBA roadmap. It's kind of our step-by-step guide. Got 12 hours of content, private community, weekly Zoom calls, tons of value. Had a lot of fun helping those guys find success on Amazon. And if you hop in there, decide it's not for you, you can message me and ask for your money back anytime within 2 weeks after purchasing. But definitely go check out the Black Friday sale we're having on the FBA roadmap right now. Get $100 off. But let's go ahead and jump into a little bit of Disney sourcing here. So I noticed that there's just, kind of banner here as well. Like, we're just looking for these Black Friday banners, and they're not always going to be great, right? So I haven't even really looked at this sale kind of prior to filming. So kind of live looking through this, like understanding if this is something worth looking at, right? So right away, I'm seeing a bunch of very kind of like festive stuff, ornaments, all that good stuff. I'm not really into selling items that are super seasonal like this, because on, December 24th, who's buying ornaments anymore, right? Nobody. So these are the types of items where you have to hope that you're completely sold out by the end of the Christmas season, or you're just probably not gonna make sales until next Christmas, right? So in my initial gut instinct here is to skip past these. I may even go back to like the homepage, see if, we've got like some toy deals. That's kind of more what I'm looking for. It looks like a lot of these are a little bit marked down. Doesn't really seem to be significantly marked down. So I just want to kind of get an idea of what these products are selling for. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that page up. I'll click the SellerAmp extension, and then it automatically pulls that title in. So this guy right here, are we working with the 12-inch? Yeah, so we got the 12-inch Buzz Lightyear selling for 32. So this item would have to be amazing each Christmas for us to be interested in that. Here's another listing for that same item. So here's a good example of what we were talking about here a second ago, why it's so important to open up all the options. So we've got this, this 12-inch Buzz Lightyear figure, and then we've got the exact same product on a different listing over here. So this one is probably like the correct listing. It's selling like 4,000 times a month. Amazon's kind of all over it. Looks like if we click on the Keepa here, we can see that Disney has been consistently selling on this listing. So it makes sense that this would be the higher volume listing. Disney's kind of on this one, but we could check this one out. Looks like it's pretty consistently going for like 41 bucks. So we would not really be interested in that. But as we're looking through here, we're trying to get an idea of what things are worth looking at, what things are not worth looking at, right? So these are all a couple bucks off, nothing too major. I may throw a little SaaS search on this guy right here. I may try some smart searches here on this guy. So this is getting a little bit closer. Is this the 17-inch? So 17-inch selling for $32. So let's just go ahead and open that up just to see. There's a lower sales rank. Seems to be the same item. This one's a little cursed. The picture's a little cursed looking. So it looks like pretty consistently going for 32 bucks. Another thing that's interesting to do when you're on the Keepa of these items is click the the year button here, kind of zoom out and see how it behaved last year. So you can see last year the price did go up, but it didn't really go up significantly enough for us to be interested in this item because it was selling for, what is it selling for? I think 20 bucks over from Disney. Yeah, so we're looking at 20 bucks. Yeah, this would have to be a killer item. Even at 40 bucks, it's not really profitable, and it went as high as 42 last year. So then at that point, you're just kind of praying that the price goes to the highest price it went to last year, and that's not exactly how we want to do business. So let's go ahead and keep on moving on through here. This would also be a good example of a sale I would probably plug into Tactical Arbitrage. It doesn't seem to be super discounted. And so honestly, just kind of giving you my initial feedback, like as you're trying to find different sources to source through, it's going to be important to make sure that you're looking at places with sales, of course, but also you want to make sure you're looking at places with good sales. So as I'm looking through here, a lot of these toys are only, you know, a couple bucks off. I would probably just plug this into a Tactical Arbitrage scan, let it kind of run some magic for me and see if we can find anything. Because honestly, these discounts are probably not going to be significant enough to make a huge difference. So when you're manually sourcing, I'd really recommend manual sourcing on listings that are just moving like crazy, right? So we could check out a couple more of these. So we've got this Chewbacca guy. So we just go ahead and open this up. Really at this point, we're just kind of guessing and hoping that the prices are the right price. So in this case, we're looking for a cost of 16 bucks. We're at 22 bucks. And I don't feel as confident as I did on that Academy sale over there, just based on the fact that these discounts aren't nearly as steep. So plug this into a Tactical Arbitrage scan, and then we could probably go ahead and start looking at other sites as well. So another example of a decent Black Friday sale, kind of show you how I would look through it. And this Adidas sale, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of good stuff hiding in here. What do we got? We got another 6,500 items all on Black Friday sale. So these are, you know, a whole bunch of items that are on super steep discounts, right? And so specifically with Adidas, with a lot of other brands, I really like to look at these items with multiple layers of discount, right? It's just natural that those are going to be better kind of in the long run if they have more discount on it. So for example, like this one kind of it retails for 50, it was on sale for 35, and now it's 30 bucks for like the Black Friday, you know, early access or whatever. So this would be something that I'd look at compared to this, not as likely to be super good because it only has one level of discount, right? So we'd want to figure out some other way, you know, maybe we get a gift card, maybe we get some cash back or anything like that to kind of add to our margin. I would much prefer to look at items like this. So these track pants right here, the Tiro 21, these are probably like the super fast selling track pants for them. So we could see, yeah, these are 302 sales rank. So these are selling insanely fast. So why don't we open up a couple of these listings? So these are the women's, those are the 19s. There's some more 21s as well. So we're paying 30 bucks for these. So kind of doing, again, we're looking for like 55 to 60 bucks. So go to variations. We go ahead and wait for it to load. We'll go ahead and filter by new price. So we're looking for like 55 to 60 bucks. So this one right here has 33 ratings above that kind of threshold we're looking at. So let's double check that. So if we sell for 58, we buy them for 30. That's kind of meeting that 35% ROI threshold. So why don't we just go ahead and check this out as an example. This is kind of a weird one because it has very recently been listed for 58 bucks. In the past, it sold for 50. It also sold for $29.95. A lot of kind of $50 price points. So I bet this price point is a little bit high to stick around. Maybe it will. We can see back here in the past that it did get a buy box, meaning that customers seem to be interested in this item kind of at that $50 price point. So this would be something that's kind of on the riskier side. I wouldn't really go super deep on that. Just kind of showing you kind of the process of what I'm really looking for on these listings. Just trying to find any of these variations where the price is above 55 bucks. Those are also the tall variations, I think. So we would want to see, you know, we could check on adidas.com, see if the tall variations are here. Sometimes it might be like separated from the other listings or anything like that. Whole bunch of listings for it. So maybe they're there, maybe they aren't. I don't think it's really worth hunting super deeply for it. If it was like a home run of an item, maybe we would. So we also had other listings for those same track pants. So it's really important to look at all the other variations here too. So go to variations, filter by new once again. We're just looking for those items that have a little bit of reviews and also are above our price point. So I noticed the vivid red. Is this just the gray ones? Oh, okay. We got 3 colors. So probably like the blue, black, and gray, kind of the boring ones. So we got red. So here's black XL. Doesn't seem to be the same thing though, just based on the name. We're already down to 45 bucks. So we go ahead and keep clicking on through here. We do the same thing here. Go to variations. These are sweatpants. Are these the same thing? Track pants. These are probably not the same thing realistically. Also, when we look at the price, it's 45 bucks max there. So we go ahead and keep on moving on. These are probably got separated from a parent listing. So at some point, I bet this listing was part of those other listings you're looking at, got separated for whatever reason. So now it's on its own. You can see it used to be really low and all of a sudden it looks like it sells really slow, probably just because this listing got detached from its parent. So the Adidas Black Friday sale, kind of Cyber Monday sale, I'm sure there's going to be some great stuff within that. Very similar process where we're just kind of opening up that listing, trying to identify the variations that we're interested in, kind of going from there. So on this page, this will probably be a useful exercise as well. Maybe I'll show you exactly kind of what I'd investigate further. We would paste that title into Amazon, look through the variations for the expensive stuff, and that's kind of how we're going to judge and see what on the sale is worthwhile. So like I would probably look at something like that, kind of the very basic superstars. I'd look at that because they're on 2 layers of sale, 21 bucks for those. Kind of some basic slides. It's probably a little bit high. We've got the Adidas Crocs ripoff. That's a funny one, but based on it's kind of boring, looks like it probably sells those as well. So these would be an example of something I probably wouldn't look into. You know, maybe that right there. I just don't see this selling very well on Amazon. We can even double check real quick. So Forum mid shoes, these are also on sale plus another layer of discount. So I could be wrong. Let's see. And maybe I am. I would love to be wrong in this case. So let's see, we got that. So this is why I always test new things, right? I just want to see, kind of test my knowledge, see if I was correct, kind of with my instincts here. So go into variations, filter in by the highest price. So a lot of these are the price we need them to be, but they're not really selling very quickly just based on the fact that they're not gaining reviews. So this one is gaining a little bit of reviews recently, and all red is that one in stock on this listing. I don't see the all red one down there. We go ahead and keep moving. So really I'm betting like the black and white would kind of be our best hope here. And in this case, I'm not seeing a lot of potential, especially on listings where Amazon's not already on them. Because you can see right here, a lot of the black and white selling for 88 bucks. It looks like a lot of them for exactly 88 bucks. So I bet Amazon's selling them for 88. So yeah, Amazon. Yep. So Amazon's all over these. Unless you were able to find a killer way to get, you know, some discounted gift cards, like anything like that, good way to pad your margin. Also, just another side note, like as we're looking through here, this right here, you can see that the buy box is actually being given to FBA sellers. So this might be something you want to mess around with a little bit, especially if you're more on the experienced side. These listings, you can actually come in here and compete with Amazon if you see that they are giving up buy box, right? Another way you can do that is go to data, buy box statistics, see who's given some buy box here as well. But this tells me that Amazon is not just completely hogging the buy box. If you're able to come in here, get, you know, a discounted gift card, get cash back, whatever you got to do, maybe end up being able to get these for 45 bucks. You could come in here and probably steal a little bit of buy box from Amazon. Could be worth something to look into, but I'm just kind of showing you my thought process for, you know, doing that on all these same items, right? Copy the title, paste it in Amazon, see the other variations. Is it worth looking into further? Probably not. Move on. That's the process, right? And so over time, you're going to get faster and faster and faster at that process. And now is the perfect time to practice because it's Cyber Monday and the whole internet's on sale. So I hope you guys got a ton of value out of looking kind of at my direct insights there. Once again, I do want to remind you, if you're watching this on Black Friday, today is the last day you can get $100 off of the FBA roadmap. That's our complete guide that shows you how to source products just like I showed you here. There's tons of other live sourcing. We got a couple hours of live sourcing in the program, as well as multiple different sourcing methods, some methods that we can't show off here on YouTube just because they're a little bit too powerful. And I would also love to see you next Sunday night on our community Zoom calls. So once again, go ahead and click the link down below. Go ahead and take advantage of that $100 off sale. And if you don't like it, you don't think you're going to make a ton more money than we charge you for the FBA roadmap, send me an email. I'll give you your money back anytime within 2 weeks. If you guys did get a ton of value out of today's video, please feel free to hit that like button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. If you guys do have any questions, comments, anything like that, I'm always happy to answer those down below as well. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.